So we are all living through this incredible moment, right? New AI tools are popping up that feel like pure magic, promising to completely change how we work and live. But is there a catch? What's the hidden cost of all this amazing technology?
Seriously, just think about that for a second. What if you could take a task that normally takes you a full week and just knock it out in 5 minutes? This isn't some far-off science fiction dream anymore. It's happening right now, thanks to a new wave of AI that's basically putting our productivity on steroids.
What are these miracle tools? Well, we're talking about way more than just chatbots. This is a whole new AI toolbox, filled with specialized apps that can handle some seriously complex professional tasks in, like, the blink of an eye. For starters, forget about spending hours or even days wrestling with massive spreadsheets. With tools like Julius AI and Quadratic AI, you can just upload a huge data file, ask a question in plain English, and boom, you get instant analysis, you get trends, you even get charts. It's like having your own personal data scientist on call 24/7.
But why stop there? What if you could go from that raw data to a full-blown, professional, interactive business dashboard with just one click? Well, that's exactly what's happening. Tools like Bricks and Zebra BI can instantly generate your KPIs and all the visuals you need. It's wild.
And it's not just about data. The same thing is happening with presentations. You got a dense, boring Word document? A tool like Gamma AI can scan it and, in minutes, spit out a beautifully designed, multi-slide presentation, complete with themes and images. The days of slaving over slide decks are numbered.
The level of personalization is just getting insane. You can take a single file, like your resume, upload it to a platform like Lovable, and it will generate an entire professional, multi-page personal website for you. It builds the headers, the contact forms, picks a color scheme, a whole week's worth of web design work, just done.
All of this feels incredibly clean, right? It's just a few clicks in your browser, it feels weightless, it feels like magic. But all this power, from the data crunching to the website building, it doesn't just come from thin air. Which leads to the big question, where is all this computing power actually coming from?
Well, here's the reality, and it's a lot less magical. The cloud isn't some fluffy, abstract thing in the sky. It's millions of powerful servers stacked in rows inside these colossal, energy-guzzling buildings called data centers. This is the physical engine that's driving the entire AI revolution.
What is the actual environmental cost of this AI boom? A really groundbreaking report from Greenpeace and the Oko Institute just laid it all out, and honestly, the numbers are pretty jaw-dropping. This is the planetary price tag for every single click.
Let's just start with electricity. By the year 2030, the global power demand just for AI computing is on track to be a staggering 11 times higher than it was in 2023. That's not a gradual increase, that's a full-on explosion in energy use.
And all that computing, it generates a ton of heat. To keep these data centers from literally melting down, they need a mind-boggling amount of water for cooling. By 2030, we're talking about 664 billion liters per year. That's more than a 3-fold increase. To put that in perspective, that's enough water to fill over 265,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools every single year.
And of course, there's the hardware itself. This rapid expansion is projected to create up to 5 million tons of additional e-waste by 2030. So yeah, this digital revolution has a very real and very physical mountain of trash.
Now, this chart from the report really tells the story. Look at this. Back in 2023, AI was responsible for about 14% of all the energy used in data centers. Now, follow that curve. By 2030, that number is projected to leap to almost half, 47%. AI is very quickly becoming the hungriest beast in our digital world.
So, this explosive growth creates a huge problem for the big tech companies leading this charge, right? Because they've all made these very public promises about being green and sustainable.
And this quote from the Greenpeace report just hits the nail on the head. All these companies market their AI and data centers as green, but when you look at their own reports, their total emissions are actually going up, not down.
So you have this paradox. On one side, you've got the pledge, we'll be climate neutral by 2030, but on the other side, the reality is that their emissions are rising because of this AI explosion. And to try and meet that insane energy demand, some are now even turning to nuclear power, which is, well, a pretty controversial solution with its own huge set of risks.
Okay, so it sounds pretty bleak, I know, but it's not all doom and gloom. The report doesn't just ring the alarm bell, it actually lays out a path forward, a way to build a more sustainable future for AI.
And it all starts with this idea called green AI. So what is that? It's not just about being a little more efficient. It's a fundamental shift. It's about building and using AI with clear environmental and social goals from the very beginning. The whole point is to shrink its footprint and, hopefully, use it to help with sustainability.
The report calls for 3 huge actions. First, radical transparency. Companies have to come clean about exactly how much electricity and water their AI is using. Second, truly green power. This means infrastructure has to be powered by 100% new and additional renewable energy, not just buying offsets. And third, supply chain responsibility. They have to make sure this boom isn't coming at the expense of local communities.
And for all of us actually building and using this stuff, the report gives us some really clear principles. Basically, just be thoughtful. Only use AI when the good it does for the environment is greater than the harm. If a simpler tool works, use that instead. Always pick the smallest, most efficient AI model for the job, and keep an eye on its efficiency. It's really about being smart, not just using the biggest, most powerful thing you can find.
In the end, it really comes down to this. As the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres put it so well, this incredible power comes with immense responsibilities. And right now, pretty much all of that power is held by just a handful of companies.
There's no doubt, AI has the potential to help us solve some of humanity's biggest, thorniest problems, from climate change to curing diseases. But here's the ultimate question we have to ask ourselves. Before AI can solve our problems, can we first solve its?